and we're continuing with a live reading from my book, Loving Life, All of It, A Walk with Cancer, Compassion, and Consciousness. And we are on Life Lesson 6. A shift in belief expands perception and alters the experience. I am light. Journal entry, January 19, 2011. We met with Dr. Borson yesterday for over an hour. Again, so grateful for such wonderful doctors. She was very willing and open to hear my perspective about why I felt my body manifested these cells. So I shared with her some of my deep inner processing of the masculine, feminine energy, fears, adoption issues, etc. I also told her how much I respected her medical expertise and that I was willing and open to her suggestions for treatment. My only desire was to find a balanced way to walk this next phase of my journey. She spent a lot of time describing the different ways breast cancer is categorized and that each is treated with a different protocol. My particular type is, of course, right in the middle. Luminal B, fast-growing hormonal, so chemotherapy is strongly encouraged. Even though my CAT scan was clear, there's a high probability there are still cancer cells somewhere in my body. And the reason for chemotherapy is to treat the whole body and destroy those rogue cells. So I have chosen to do chemotherapy, and my first treatment will be Friday, February 11th. I am very comfortable with this decision, and I'm surprised that I actually made it. Again, my past paradigms and perceptions are being turned upside down. I'm listening to the magic mirror twice a day, so I know my immune system is already getting a boost. And I'm not worried about chemo brain either. If you ask my family, my brain has been rewiring for the past few years anyway, so we're not anticipating much change there. I hope you all can feel that I'm very comfortable and at peace with this decision. Today, when I was listening to the magic mirror, I felt and saw how I will actively participate with the chemotherapy drugs as they enter my body, realizing that nothing in this world is all good or all bad. There's a beauty and peace when balance is recognized. I recognized that in life, death and decay must happen for new life to emerge. So I am actively thanking all my cells, and when the chemo enters, I will consciously embrace each cell that is destroyed with love and release it with gratitude, knowing that the healthy cells will return renewed. This is a deep cellular clearing that I have been preparing for all my life. Wow, this decision came as a surprise even to me. Talk about shifting an old belief. I've played harp in chemotherapy infusion units for years and would actually think to myself, how can they just sit there totally detached from their bodies and let that poison be injected into their system? What I didn't understand then were all the benefits of chemotherapy. I'm so grateful my doctor took the time to educate me and give me the facts as the scientific community currently understands them, so I could make an informed decision. Patty, a dear friend of mine, also reminded me that our word sacrifice comes from the Latin word sacer, which means to make sacred, to consecrate, to make holy. I became even more grateful as I visualized my healthy cells sacrificing themselves while actually helping me to become more sacred within. As each new cell was reborn into my body, it would be more aligned with my transforming beliefs and awakening self-love in a very sacred way. Chemotherapy actually accelerated my spiritual growth. I feel this was what happened as I stayed open and receptive to the chemotherapy drugs, allowing them to enter my body without resistance or fear. Staying open allowed these drugs to do their thing and then leave my body quickly. I feel there was definitely a correlation between my beliefs about the drugs, my acceptance of their gift, and my perception of how my body was realigning with self-love. Each chemotherapy treatment was a unique experience that offered me the opportunity to step more fully into the lesson I was learning about myself at the time. Journal entry, April 15, 2011. Treatment was on Wednesday, April 13th, with a new drug, Taxotere, and a new pre-med, Benadryl. My appointment with Dr. Boyson was first. I just love her. When I told her I was still having periods, she said, this is paraphrased, "Amy, we really don't want that to happen because of the estrogen levels. You must have ovaries of steel." I smiled and said, "Yes, we do, because it's my body's way of saying I'm in balance." Then I acknowledged that the last period was a little different, longer, and I was feeling lots of heat, which I interpreted as my organs releasing toxins. And she smiled and said, "No, dear, those are hot flashes." It's funny how an experience can have so many interpretations based upon our beliefs. When I asked the nurses, "So what can I expect as some side effects of chemotherapy?" they responded, "Well, everyone is different, but there does seem to be some association with how well you went through pregnancy." Great. I loved being pregnant. No nausea, never threw up, never lost my appetite. Welcome my additional 60 pounds. I was good to go. The anticipatory excitement and expectations dissolved as each treatment had a different effect on my body. I finally realized I couldn't hold on to even one belief about chemotherapy because each belief was in a state of continual transformation. As I remained open and conscious within each moment, I fell into deeper communication with my body and really listened to what it needed. Tastes and cravings for different foods varied each day. Energy levels were constantly changing. Muscles sometimes needed stretching and sometimes needed to rest. Focused attention altered depending on the time of day. My body was transforming. My beliefs were expanding. My perceptions were shifting from the outside to the inside. And my experiences became moment-to-moment choices of balance and self-love. So the quiet time for reflection. If you feel comfortable moving into this experience, close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold for a few moments. And exhale through your mouth slowly. And repeat a few times. And when you feel calm and relaxed, allow the word light to come forth from within you. How does this word feel to you? And just take a few moments and write down, what are you feeling? What's emerging from within you with the word light? And then allow a phrase. A shift in belief expands perceptions and alters the experience. Allow that phrase to come forth from within you. And how does it feel? Take a few moments. Write down what's awakening, what's emerging from within you. As we complete life lesson 6, a shift in belief expands perceptions and alters the experience. And I will see you next time.